Welcome back to Flying Fried. Life is fried, and so are we. So today we're talking about a TikTok video that I've seen from the red pill community, as they like to call themselves. And to be honest, I don't really come across a lot of red pill content on my TikTok. That's just not what I'm into. It's just not what I watch on TikTok. I usually just watch dance videos, music, things that makes me laugh, inspirational quotes, spiritual quotes, and so on. So you get my For You page, kind of, right? So apologies also. I am sick. That's why it took me a little bit longer to record this video and to edit it, because I have been very sick and I had no voice in the weekend. It's a little bit coming back, but I'm still very nasal tone. So what we're gonna do today is I'm gonna watch the TikTok, and we're gonna watch it together, because we'll put it in the screen, on the screen, and then we'll discuss what I think about it, what are my views on this topic, and then if you have anything to say or to contribute to the video, please leave a comment. So let's watch the TikTok now.
If there's someone that's very, very young and goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20, a year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive. Even though it might be rare from what you guys think.
It is.
If it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going.
You can't divorce, and that's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive?
You got to endure. People are too...
You want to stick into the
People
relationship?
are just...
See, I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just...
For anyone that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
endure.
I'll tell
Would
you
they
what.
give up
I'll tell you
divorce?
what.
Endure.
It is such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely. Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you
permissible.
think that divorce is worse than physical abuse?
No,
For the
cheating.
children?
Or cheating, sorry. You
Cheating
think that
is
cheating is worse than
physical
physical
abuse.
abuse?
For the
Sorry.
children, yes.
Absolutely
I think I'm not going to say this is
divorce-
worse.
divorce
I
is
mean,
worse
I
for the
already-
children.
Okay, so I totally disagree, and I cannot believe that. It is red pill. So red pill believers. To me, it's crazy that you would suggest to stay in an abusive relationship if you are the woman getting abused. But if the woman cheats in the relationship, that it's totally fine to leave. Like, that is such a weird concept to me, that is like what their opinions are. Because I am sorry, but if you get abused in your relationship, mentally, physically, whatever you want to call it, leave. Just leave, honestly. And people that say, oh, it's worse for the kids if you divorce or whatever. Like, trust me, I was in a family household where there was, my parents had fights, and when they fought, it was quite mentally abusive for my mom, and I really suffered from it as a kid, because I kept seeing that, and I saw her endure that. I heard her crying in her room. I saw her tear herself down. I saw her fall into a depression. And it's insane that people think that whatever happens to a woman, she just has to swallow it and take it, and that it's best for the kids that the parents stay together. Like, no, it's really not the best thing for the kids that parents stay together if there is any type of abuse going on. I have learned to accept mental abuse in my previous relationships, because that is what I saw growing up. It took a lot of time. It took a lot of work on myself. Reflection helped a lot. Meditation helped a lot. To understand where that acceptance to that behavior came from, because it really is, you're literally tearing yourself down when you're accepting this. Like, accepting the fact that your partner, the one who's supposed to love you, care for you, do this to you, is insane to me. Also, a lot of people forget that whatever happens in household between the parents, the kids see it. Even if you try to hide it, kids will see it, they will hear it, and they will learn from it. They will or learn to behave this way, or they will learn to accept this way, accept what's happening to them. while it should not be acceptable in whatever situation. Also, if your partner cheats, it is okay to leave. And it is okay to stay. If you decide to work on this with your partner and you guys decide to leave this behind you and move forward from that point on, it is fine if that is your decision. But if you get cheated on and you can't accept it, leave. Honestly, I had an ex-boyfriend of mine. He cheated on me when I used to live in Mexico. I was with an American guy, and basically he cheated on me. The first time he did that, he kissed another girl in front of me and said he was drunk in front of all our friends. Now, he kind of convinced me that it will never happen again. It was a one-time thing. He's so sorry. He just drank too much. He didn't realize what he was doing. And I said, okay, fine. We had a long conversation about it. I accepted it, that it happened. And he promised me that it would never happen again. So I believed that it would never happen again. Turned out, like, other nights when I was staying at home and he was going out with the boys, he would kiss other girls. And I had a suspicion, but I accepted it still. And because I accepted this behavior and I stayed with my partner, the moment that I came back to Belgium, I wasn't even in Belgium for 2 weeks. And I found out that he cheated on me. Like, full on cheating, not a kiss, like full on two people doing what two people do, right? I heard that I ended my relationship with him. He begged me, we talked, our communication was really bad for the next couple of weeks. A couple of weeks go by. We're still not officially broken up, but it's I just canceling out any text, any call from him. A couple of weeks go by. I get a text message from the girl saying that she's pregnant from him. So you can imagine in what state I was living, being back in Belgium. He is still in Mexico. So I was quite literally suffering mentally and physically. I was really not in a good place. And the fact that I accepted the fact that he kissed somebody else led him to, I don't know, think it was okay, because he was actually he was trying to talk his way out of it, but thinking it was okay, acceptable, or whatever to sleep with somebody else while I was back home. And I wasn't even home for 2 weeks, a whole 2 weeks. So that is why I honestly suggest also to people, like, if you ask my advice, I will tell you that is what I would do, because I would never tell anybody what they have to do in their life. But if you ask my opinion, I would tell you, leave. Because if you accept that type of behavior once, it will continue to happen and you will suffer. And imagine if there were kids in the story. They would have to see one of their parents suffer. Or imagine you have a boy and he thinks that behavior is acceptable, to cheat on his girlfriend, wife, or your daughter getting cheated on and she accepting it and staying with that man. Like, sometimes people really need to learn to put themselves, like, in the shoes of parents, right? Imagine your daughter comes to you and says that she found out that her boyfriend cheated. What will you tell your child? What is the advice you would give your child, your little sibling, your nieces, nephews, whatever? It doesn't matter, right? Somebody who you care for. They tell you that. What is your suggestion, your opinion, your statement going to be? Stay with them? Leave? Divorce? Because the red pill people, it's so insane how everything is acceptable. Excuse me. That everything that the men do to women is acceptable, and everything that a woman does is horrible. Like, no. And they honestly think that that's masculinity. To me, I'm sorry, but that has nothing to do with masculinity. Like, masculinity is your man just being a man, like taking his role, I'm not talking about being a provider. It's, do you know how you can tell that your man is actually masculine? If his girlfriend, wife, fiance, whatever, actually can be feminine. She doesn't have to be dominant. She doesn't have to be masculine. She doesn't have to take care of everything. She doesn't have to lead everybody the whole time. She doesn't have to make all the decisions. She can actually be a girl, like a woman in her femininity. And it's so funny because people, to me, they see me as very masculine. And I had some friends, they saw me in a relationship with somebody who was very masculine. I was fully in love with him, right? And they actually saw me become super, super feminine. Like, they were surprised that I had a feminine side, because they've always seen me like so masculine, like taking care of everything, arranging everything, leading everybody, everything all the time. It's insane how you can tell immediately when a man is masculine just by looking at how the female is around him. If she can be feminine and be herself, that's when you know that he is a masculine man. But all this talk about, oh, I am the provider, you stay at home, you make me food when I'm hungry, you need to cook, you need to clean, you need to push out babies, what do you bring to the table? All of that talk, that is not a man talking. That to me is an insecure boy that is just yapping around. That's how I see it, at least. But yeah, I was very taken aback when I saw a video like that. Like, I saw already like the type of podcast. Like, I saw already other controversial people sitting together. Like, for example, very religious people, and then people like very doing things that aren't acceptable in the spiritual world. Like showing parts of your body, doing activities, nighttime activities, using substance that you should not be using, and stuff like that. So I've seen already this podcast setup pass by on my TikTok, like I think a year ago or something. But I never really saw a red pill podcast where people were actually like talking about things like this. So it took me aback when I saw it. But yeah, that was my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have a different opinion, if you want to add to it, whatever, just let me know. And this was it for today. 2 Loves and Lessons. See you next time.